Hey guys, Chris Elliott here, and this is the fourth and final, but no final for real this time, part of my debunk to the video by Valuetainment titled 10 Reasons to Love Capitalism. Yeah, sorry, because of some technical difficulties, the last part ended kind of abruptly. I did intend for it to be the final part, but no, this is part 4, and this is going to be the actual final part. But guys, so that said, before I continue with the actual debunk, one thing I need to point out is that this guy making the video, he's either in the 5% of the population that is better off under capitalism, or the 5% on whom it has a neutral effect. Meanwhile, I am in the 90% of the population on whom it is used to justify war crimes being committed against. And I'm sure most of you are too. So I just want to remind you of that. Anyway, back to his video.
We live longer. Ken Langone, one of the founders of Home Depot, wrote a book that I Love Capitalism. He's 80 to 83 years old. His father, I believe, died in his early 60s. You know what he said?
Oh wow, so some guy that's in the top economic 1% of the population wrote a book on why they love capitalism? I wonder why. Is it because it allows that tiny, infinitesimally small portion of the population that they belong to steal from everyone else? I think that's it.
Advancement and capitalism. Medicine gets better. We live longer. Ken Langone, one of the founders of Home Depot, wrote a book that I Love Capitalism. He's 80 to 83 years old. His father, I believe, died in his early 60s. You know what he said? He said, my dad died in his early 60s at a young age. You know why? Because back then we didn't have blood thinners. Ken has been on blood thinners for a while. Because he's on blood thinners, he hasn't had a heart attack. He's 83 years old. He's still living. Still, he's on the new. If you look at him, you tell yourself, this man's probably going to go for another 20 years. Why? Advancement. So the reason why you and I are living longer today is because somebody who is a capitalist used their capital to advance medicine, which is why you and I live longer today. Number 9. You know, you speak like...
And soon we'll live in a society where people who are communists are able to work in the commune to create medical advances that lead people to live longer. Fun fact, one of the nations with one of the greatest medical programs in the world and the history of mankind, Cuba, is communist. Advancement and progress, especially in medicine, will still take place under communism. And one more thing, I want to point out, you're talking about how great this guy is, that he's nearly 90 years old, and he has all his needs met. Everything is working out great for this guy that's older than anyone really needs to be alive at. Meanwhile, teenagers, people in their 20s, even people into their 30s, are treated like absolute crap by the bourgeois.
Number 9. You know, if you speak to any parent and you tell them, listen, what do you want your kid to do when they grow up? Most parents will say, I just want my kid to be happy. I want him to be happy. I want her to be happy. Matter of fact, don't you want to be happy? Are you happy? Are you happy doing what you're doing today? You may say,
No.
I am happy. But happy to you may be different than happy it is to me. Maybe happy to you is working 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, taking Friday afternoon off to golf, and you have Saturdays and Sundays off, because that's what happy means to you. Happy to me, that's miserable to me, right? I may say happy to me is running and gunning, working 80 hours a week, building something that's never been done before, spreading a message that's going to change the entire world. That's happy to me. Somebody may say, Pat, you're absolutely miserable. Who wants to work as hard as you do? Somebody else may say, happy to me is working for a nonprofit. You have no idea how happy I am. We contribute to different areas. Every time there's a crisis all over the world, I go and I contribute. The other day there was a flood. I was in Puerto Rico. I went to Panama City. I went and contributed when the earthquake happened. That's happy to me. I only make $32 grand a year, but I'm happy. Here's the point. There isn't only one kind of happy. Everybody has a different kind of happy. The problem is sometimes everybody's imposing their happiness on you. Like, for you to be happy, like me, you have to be doing exactly what I'm doing for you to be happy. That's not true. There's different types of happiness, right? I'll give you an example. I had a friend here who's the #1 backgammon player in the world, Victor Ashkenazi. Okay, he originally was born and raised in Russia, lived there for 20-some years under communistic nation, went to St. Petersburg, came to America, went to NYU. After NYU, worked at Soundgarden, then goes to Goldman Sachs for 11 years. Today, he's a grandmaster backgammon player, the best one in the world. Today, and we start talking, and one of the things that came up was a story about a lady who would pick out my outfits at Nordstrom's, and I would go buy it from her, right? And she was a person that was from Russia, and she left Russia because she had a son, and she didn't think her son had the same opportunity in Russia as she would in America, but she missed one thing about communism. I said, what is it? She would say, Pat, I miss the fact that after work, everybody would get home at 4 or 5 o'clock, and we'd just play cards. We'd play games, we'd have drinks, we'd laugh, we'd play music. Nobody worked, there was no competition. It was like everybody was just hanging out. There was none of this ego stuff. We were just together. It was so amazing to me, right? Now watch this. I said, that's amazing. Very good point, by the way. That is an element of happy to most start a business on the moon, right?
Okay, so I'm going to... After this, I'm going... This part of the video here, after this immediate debunk I make of his most recent comment, you can skip after that because my battery's getting low, so the video will probably end sort of abruptly again. But basically, far more people are... a far greater percentage of the population is happy under communism than is under capitalism. And now the statistics might not show that if you were to say, compare a communist nation to the US, I mean, they could. There have been occasions when they do, and with the very rare democratic socialist nations like Norway, they certainly do. But what I'm saying with this is that if you look at how happy people are under a communist government versus how happy those people were under the prior regime, you'll find people are far happier under communism than under capitalism. And with that, I think I'm going to have to end this installment of the video. Bye.
Do you think Elon Musk in a communistic nation would be happy?
Oh wow, people in the top 1% of the population would actually be worse off under communism. Yes, that is true, but I care more about 95% of the population than I do about just 5% of the population. Also, stop using the phrase communistic, just say communist. Sorry if I'm starting to get a little mad at this point, it's just stuff going on in my personal life. Wait, I'm not happy under a capitalist nation, so... Example of one person not being happy under a communist nation, well, here's one person not being happy under a capitalist nation. The difference is there's a lot more than just me on my own. There's hundreds of other people with me. There's maybe hundreds of others with Musk, but there's, at the very least, millions of others with me.
The person that's an executive here, they don't want to be an Elon Musk, but they want to work 60 hours a week, and they want to make $500 million a year income, live in a good community. They don't want to be celebrities, they're low-key people, but they want to make $500 million. Can that person coexist in Russia or in Greece? They can't coexist in those places. See, what capitalism allows us to do is it allows multiple different types of happiness to coexist. Because Elon Musk can't live in America, that non-profit person can. The one that wants to be an executive can, and the person that just wants to work 9 to 5 Friday afternoon off can.
Non-profits are a thing under communism. And under communism, you can work over 60 hours a week if you choose to. So, yeah. Anyway, now this here is where I'm gonna end the video. Bye. See you guys.